Howdy hoo, friends of the Storehouse. I'm Elise.
I'm John.
And I'm Raphael.
And today we're here to talk to you about all things sourdough and bread. So Raphael, take it away.
Yes, so anytime that you're trying to make any breads, there's the question of, well, what flour should I use? Well, that depends on what kind of things you want in your breads. Do you want nutrients? Do you want texture? Or do you want a little bit of both? And depending on that will determine what kind of flour are you going to be using. So for example, we have our regular bread flour that you can use for any, well, breads. But with this one, it's going to be a little bit different than your tartarea because this is a little bit more refined compared to your tartarea. Your tartarea is going to be a little bit more whole wheatish. It's obviously going to be more nutritious and it's going to be a little bit hearty, whereas your artisan, you don't have a lot of the whole wheatishness, so you're going to have more fluffy kind of bread. And then we also have our whole grains. So if you're trying to do any whole wheat breads, well, you can choose between any of the reds or whites. And you can use 100% Scotch 5 or 100% Clark's cream. But again, if you use the whole grains, you're gonna get a more heavy bread because of the brand that's in it.
In our all things sourdough and bread category, we're gonna put our best flours for making sourdough and bread, and we're also gonna put our best picks for grains. Now, as you start this adventure, you're gonna need a sourdough flour, right? And so we have the Storehouse starter flour. And essentially this is gonna be a specialized blend which we developed with about 15 bakers. And it's gonna have the perfect amount of rye or lysine content to basically get the highest rise possible out of your bread. It will also revive dying starters, but more importantly, it's also cheaper than buying all-purpose or artisan bread flour. So you're saving money feeding your starter, you're getting a higher rise, and the flavor you just can't beat. Now, as we get into the whole grains, yes, you can do whole grain flours. You can also blend them 40-60. A lot of people do 60% artisan bread flour, 40% of the whole wheats. And think of your whole wheats as spices. Don't think of them as just, whole wheat flour. They all have different unique attributes, different protein contents, and you can call any of our flour consultants either on the phone or visit one of our flour bars and we'll guide you through. And we have some amazing tools here. Do you want to talk about these tools, Elise?
Yeah, so we got a lot of fun stuff here. We've got a really nice book, sourdough book, to help with beginners. All your questions, anything you need should all be in there. We've got some fantastic baking dishes and some bread knives that were made. These were made by one of our farmers here at the Storehouse. We've got some stuff over there. Why don't you get that stuff? I can't see it.
Yeah, so we have banneton baskets. Can you explain the banneton basket?
So anytime that you are proofing your breads or shaping it, you want to put it in one of these banneton baskets. Not only does it help, with proofing your breads, but it also gives it a nice little aesthetic look that it has from the shape of the banneton.
Yeah, and everyone needs a scale. So if you don't get it from us, get it from somewhere. But as you get into bread making, it's important that you do not measure by the cup. You don't want to measure by volume. You always want to measure by weight. So having a good scale is very important. If you do have a recipe and it is in volumes like by the cup, just go ahead and take that recipe and throw it in the garbage and start over. We also have a sourdough starter kit. And then this is really neat. This is also made locally. This is an artisan breadboard. This one has a walnut inlay. But essentially they have these little notches. You put your breadboards, this is for making breads, and also you can use it for pasta, but you lean against it and it will protect your table from being ruined. It's just really beautiful. Yeah. He does a really great job. That's done by Irwin.
So if you're looking to get into sourdough, we have all the tools for advanced sourdough makers and also beginner sourdough makers. If it seems really overwhelming, we're happy to help you out. Just come up to the bar or give us a call and we'll answer any questions you have. Thank you so much for supporting our farmers and millers, and we'll see you on the next one.
Later, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Happy baking.